In a world that's always shouting, the men who win are the ones who stay silent. They observe, they endure, they adapt. But they don't just endure life, they weaponize it. Chaos doesn't faze them. Markets crash, relationships fail, emotions surge, but they don't flinch. They don't spiral when she pulls away. They don't panic when the world turns upside down. Why? Because they're trained differently. And no, it's not therapy, not meditation, not some productivity hack. It's a forgotten code, a battle-tested mindset, a 2,000-year-old philosophy called Stoicism. But most men misunderstand it. They think Stoicism means being cold, but it's about staying hot and controlled. Stoicism wasn't born in comfort. It was forged in the dirt, in chaos, in war. Epictetus was a slave who rose to become a philosopher that trained emperors. Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome not by ego, but by virtue. He didn't write about power. He wrote about restraint, about doing what's right even when no one's watching. But that's the point. Stoicism was built by men who had nothing but their mind, and that made them unstoppable. Most men need comfort, but Stoics train for collapse. Look around. Men today are crumbling. They're glued to dopamine, addicted to screens, softened by comfort. But a Stoic man sees chaos as sharpening stone. You need discipline when no one is watching, but you also need clarity when the whole world screams. She might test your frame, but your job is to remain unshakable. Most men beg when she pulls away, but the Stoic says, "Good, now I lead." You lose your job. Bills are stacking. People around you panic. But the Stoic? He takes inventory of what he can control. He doesn't scroll. He doesn't rage. He makes his next move cold, clear, ruthless. Life hits everyone, but only the trained hit back with precision. Some things are up to us. Most are not. You control your effort, your reactions, your values, but not her loyalty, not the economy, not the past. The weak man fights for control over everything, but the Stoic, he focuses only on what he commands. You can't control her loyalty, but you can control your boundaries. Let's say you text her. She leaves you on read. Most men chase, but the Stoic asks, "Is this in my control?" She chooses not to respond. That's her. But he chooses not to self-abandon. Take one situation bothering you right now. Write down, what can I control? What can't I? What's my next move based only on number one? That's how men become unshakable. But only if they're consistent. You waste energy trying to fix others. But Stoics focus on fixing themselves. The premeditation of evils. Most avoid thinking about failure, but Stoics rehearse it. They imagine disaster, not to invite it, but to prepare. You're about to pitch a client, but you also picture them rejecting you, not to demoralize yourself, but to emotionally prepare. Surprise breaks the untrained, but preparation makes the Stoic dangerous. Think of elite soldiers. They drill chaos. They don't train for sunshine, but for storms. They practice with fog, noise, uncertainty. So when war hits, they smile, because they've already been there, mentally. You need to do the same in life. Visualize your next worst-case scenario. She ghosts you. You lose your job. You fail publicly. Now rehearse. What will I think? What will I say? What's the Stoic response? Most people run from those thoughts. But you're not most people. You can't stop life from testing you. But you can train for every test. Virtue is the Stoic man's compass, not emotion, not popularity, not ease. The four: wisdom, justice, courage, temperance. Every decision runs through this code. You're tempted to lie, but truth is justice. You're afraid to act, but courage is the path. You want to indulge, but temperance sharpens you. She might test your patience, but your integrity is your leadership. Next conflict you have, do this, pause, name the virtue you're violating, reverse it. It's hard, but it's how power is earned. Not in wins, but in restraint. You're in an argument. Your ego flares. But you remember temperance. You don't clap back. You stay calm. She expected a fight, but you delivered discipline. That moment, that's the Stoic advantage. You don't rise through domination, but through discipline. Remember, you will die. It sounds grim, but it's freeing. Every second matters more. You argue over nonsense. You scroll for hours. Memento Mori reminds you time is slipping. But Amor Fati adds the next level. Don't just accept what happens. Love it. Use it. She cheats? Love the lesson. You failed? Love the rebirth. You can resist your fate, but Stoics reshape it. Before sleep, do two things. Ask, what if today was my last? Say, everything that happened was necessary. Repeat it every night. You'll stop fearing loss and start mastering life. Your plan fails. Most complain. But the Stoic says, good, let's build better. Your product bombs. Most quit, but you revise. Your reputation takes a hit. Most hide, but you double down on truth. That mindset makes you unstoppable. Pain weakens the soft, but it sharpens the chosen. Most men avoid solitude, but the Stoic trains in it. They don't fear being alone, because in silence, they sharpen thought. Take 15 minutes today. Sit, no phone, no music. Just breathe and ask, what am I avoiding? The answers will sting, but the truth will free you. Discomfort is where you grow, but only if you stay long enough to learn. Every setback is a signal. Every silence is a mirror. Every storm is a forge. The Stoic doesn't break when tested, but he does bend to grow. If you're still watching, you're not average. Most clicked away, but you stayed, because deep down you know this is the path. Not easy, but essential. So here's your final drill. Every morning ask, what's one thing I can't control today? What's one thing I will master instead? Every evening ask, where did I break my frame? What will I do differently tomorrow? Track it, daily. Rigor builds results, but only if it's relentless. Don't just admire the Stoics. Become one, because in a world of soft men, silent leaders rise. This isn't philosophy. It's warfare for the mind. You don't need motivation. You need mission. So subscribe, but only if you're ready to lead. Let's build men who don't flinch, who don't fold, who don't fake strength. Because the world doesn't need more talk. It needs more men like you. Let's go.